Today I'm going to be showing you how to dehydrate apples, and we're going to be using our Cabela's dehydrator. We're dehydrating apples that came from our orchard this year, and these are all Fuji's. It's crazy harvest time at our house, and now we get to put the food up that we harvest this year. So right now I'm working on Fuji apples, and this came from our small orchard, and we're super excited because it composted really well last year, so we had a really nice harvest. This is just a few of the apples that I'm doing. The dehydrator already has some apples that I put in from yesterday, but the ones that are bruised or have a wasp bite on them, or even a bird pecked in them, or have any type of blemish or bruise or whatnot, those are the ones that I am going to dehydrate. So as I'm processing these today, the first thing that I need to do is I have a large bowl here that I'm going to put a gallon of water in, and I put 1 cup of lemon juice in it. As I slice up the apples, I don't peel them, but as I slice up the apples, I'll be dunking them, putting them here in this, and it'll be in here for a little bit until I think I have enough to fill one of the trays. And this is the trays from the Cabela's freeze dryer. So I'll be laying these out, so as we go you'll see how I lay them out. You want to make sure that they're not touching, and then I'll take after they've soaked just a little bit, I take the apples out of the big bowl, and then you'll see I've got this colander and then a little teeny bowl under it, and I'm going to put the apples in here so that they can drain, and then I'll place them on the tray, and then it goes directly straight into the dehydrator. The dehydrator, you want to run it for about 10 hours or more, depending on how thick you have cut your apples, and at approximately 135 degrees works real good for Fuji apples. So just check, Google it, whatever type of apples that you're doing, how long to do them, your fruits, whatnot, how long to do them, and pay attention that you slice them real thin. So now I had to put my glasses on so I can see real good to cut these up. So now I've already put the lemon juice into a bowl with 1 gallon of water, and that's where the apples are going to go as I slice them. And then I've got my bowl over here to wash them in. So I'll wash them first, put them out here on the cutting board, and then just look at them. And like, if this one has a bruise right there, so I'm definitely going to want to cut that out. And then possibly these little places here where a bird or wasp got it, I'm going to be cutting them out too. So first thing I do is I cut it in half, and then I look at the inside. This looks good, and then I'm going to quarter it. I'm going to cut it again straight down, and I see that there's a bad spot right here, so I'm going to just cut that out. I just dropped that in my bucket. So I've got a 5-gallon bucket here, you guys. So as I cut bad things off, I drop them down in the bucket, and that's for the pigs. Okay, so, and then I'm going to core it. That goes in the bucket, and then because this is so small and it's not a full piece, I'm going to just cut this up in little pieces, and I'll use it and make like some apple cobbler or something like that with it real soon. The thing you're going to do is just core it, and then turn it on, turn it on its side, and just start slicing little slices like so. Now when it gets to the end like this here, this piece here, I just cut that little piece off and I throw it in there, and this is going to be the bowl that I'm going to use for apple cobbler, or I'm going to cook these apples for something else, or be like a little dessert. So these pieces here are ready, so they're going to go ahead and go into the lemon juice mixture, and that's where they're going to stay until I have enough to fill a tray up. So this piece of apple here that I cut in, I quartered, because it's a skinny slice, and this is going to be a whole lot smaller versus these full slices, so this will dehydrate a whole lot faster. I'm going to just go ahead and not put that in the dehydrator, and just cut these up just a little bit, and I'll end up cooking them, using them for something else. So go ahead and core, and we're going to do the same thing, you guys, with the rest of the apple. And I'll do a close-up of this too so you can see how I'm doing this. And you're just going to go through this, all of these apples here, pick out any of the, like this is probably going to be a bad spot. It's got a bruise. This is from this is our seconds from our orchard, so these are going to have something wrong with them. The ones that are bruised, we don't put them in storage because they won't last real long. So I'm just going to cut it in half, and I try to, when I see one's got a bruise, I cut it real close to that bruise, and so I just cut that in half. Now I'm going to quarter it, and I'm just looking for it to make sure there's no soft spots. This looks really, really good here, so I'm going to just cut it like so, core that, and then just start doing my little slices. And they're not very thick because I want this to process pretty quick. So they just go into the lemon juice, and that's all there is to it. You keep doing that till you have enough, and then you put it on your tray. So now we've got a bunch of apples cut up, and they're soaking in the lemon juice. Now we can just grab a whole bunch of them and just shake it a little bit like that, and then put it in your colander, and then that's going to help it to drain out a little bit more, and you want that to happen. So I'm just kind of giving them a shove under here a little bit, make sure that I just do that. I don't even think it's necessary, but I do that to make sure that it did have lemon juice on it. And it's been soaking in here, so it should be fine. So I'm going to just make sure to get all of these out of here, and I can reuse this lemon juice water with no problems. So there you go. So now we'll start putting it on our tray. Okay, so this tray is filled up. You want to make sure don't put anything cover this middle here, so that this helps with airflow. And I don't have anything real close to the edges either to help with airflow, and nothing's touching. Mine's not beautiful. Some of these are not real pretty slices. If it was my grandma doing it, she may just throw those slices out, or she'd make applesauce. You know, of course, she was born in 1906, so she didn't. They didn't have Cabela's dehydrators back then. They did stuff on screens and did it outdoors. A lot of their stuff back in North Carolina. So anyway, this is one tray. We actually have more left over, so we might even be able to have a whole nother tray. So I'm gonna stick this in. To operate your dehydrator, your Cabela's dehydrator, you want to push this button here. This is your power button. Then you have your time and your temperature. So first thing we're going to do, I'm going to turn this on, and I want it to be on for 10 hours. So I'm going to come over here. It says up and down. You press, oops, let me do that again. So I'm going to press up here, and these numbers keep going up till I get to 10, and then I stop, and it'll automatically hold it. So after it's done that, now it's holding and it's turning on, so it's going to get a little bit noisy. Then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to set your temperature. So just set your temperature, and you want it to be the 135. So if you just hold it, it'll keep going up. 25, 135, and then when you release, it blinks for a little bit, and then it's going to lock in and hold it at the correct temperature. And this will keep going back and forth and showing you how much time is left, and also the temperature that it's at too. And it's got a fan, and that'll run. So this is the noise. This is it's showing you it's at 74 Fahrenheit right now. So it's got to get up to 135 to dehydrate correctly. So we're just going to leave this on and let this run, and continue processing the apples and putting apples, filling this up with apples today. So now I'm going to show you how to put the trays in. We want to open this real quickly and put it in, because you're going to lose your heat. So just open it, put it right there, slide it in, and then close the door. There you go. So we're going to keep on cutting up, washing, cutting up apples, throwing them in the lemon juice, putting them on the trays, and keep putting them in here till this thing is full, and let it run for 10-15 hours or so. And the ones that are on the bottom will be done sooner, because I actually started them yesterday. So typically I will be up early in the morning, have everything all ready, and put everything in during one day, get it all done before lunchtime, and then it's done during the middle of the night. and I'll just let it keep on going. Sometimes I'll set an alarm and turn it on lower and check it, and then take them out immediately, and I'm going to go ahead and vacuum seal these. So there you go. I'm so excited. The Fuji apples are done dehydrating in our Cabela's dehydrator. Now's the exciting time. You get to take the apples that are dehydrated. They're totally done. So some people, when they're dehydrating, they like to have their fruit so that it's a little bit leathery. But I really prefer to have it so that it snaps whenever I do like this, and then that way too I feel like that it's ready. One of the things you can do is you can put it in a glass jar overnight and see if there's any condensation on the inside the jar. If there is, then that tells you need to put it back in the dehydrator for another hour or so and then recheck. And we'll take each rack out one at a time. I'll take it to the kitchen counter, the island, and put them in a bowl and get ready for the next step. So I brought 2 trays already over from the dehydrator, and I'm going to put them in this big bowl. I was going to put them in the little bowl, and I realized, shoot, just get a bigger bowl. You might have some of them fall off, but your counter's clean, so you can just pick them up if any of them fall off. So I'm just doing this diagonally this way. So, and just to get them off, they stuck just a teeny, some of them stuck just a teeny bit. And another thing I forgot to do, you guys, you need to do, this is Fuji apple. They have a whole lot more sugar content in it, more moisture. So it's really important to pat your slices, especially when it's something like Fuji apples that has a lot of moisture in it. So I forgot to do that. So, and that might have helped it. This took a right good while to do. I started late in the day, and I didn't get them all done. And so I had to do the rest of them the next morning. So some of them processed a lot longer than the other ones did. So it ended up over processing some of them a little bit. So anyway, get them off and put them in your bowl. And we'll do this with this other one, and just keep doing that till your trays are empty. When your trays are all empty, now these are coming off there. When your trays are all empty, then you can just go ahead and wash them, warm soap of water. Of course, you're not going to stick them in the microwave. You want to do it by hand, and let them dry, and wipe out your machine, and then put them back in. The measurements of the Cabela's machine dehydrator and model number and all that'll be in the description in the video below. So there's 2 trays, and I had my trays way more than a 1/4 inch. You want to have at least a 1/4 inch space to help so the air flows through and they'll dehydrate faster. So here we go. This is the last tray, almost done, and then we'll be able to store them. My next video that I'm going to have will come right after this, shows you vacuum sealing 101. So if you haven't vacuum sealed apples before or sealed food before, that's a real good intro video that shows you how to vacuum seal. So anyway, God bless you. Keep on prepping. And no, that's good. Nothing like putting up your own food. God bless y'all. Keep on prepping. If you like what you saw, please subscribe. Have a beautiful day.